So I was recently asked, what do I attribute to making myself successful? So I wrote down the top 21 things I think that make me successful, and I want to share with everybody else very quickly. So number one, I always stay positive. No matter what's happening, I always stay positive because I know if I am not staying positive, nothing good is going to happen. When I stay positive, everyone wants to be around me, everyone brings deals, and it just makes everything else around me positive. So number two, surround yourself with positive, like-minded people. If you're ever around me and you ever see who I'm with, I'm always around people that are similar to me, whether they like the same activities I like, whether they like the same business people. I'm always trying to be around smart, intelligent, and positive people. The more I'm around these types of people, the better I get myself. So number three, I'm always staying focused. Like once I have what I want to do, I just focus on that and I make sure I get it done, or I make sure that somebody helps me get it done. I don't just go from one thing to another without having the most important stuff done first. Number four, I'm always taking action and consistent. So that's I probably do that too much. I probably do that, if you ask people that know me real well, I take probably too much action. I try all kinds of things and I just keep doing it until it works. You could learn everything that you possibly need to learn to be successful, but if you don't actually do anything about the stuff you've learned, nothing's going to happen. I take action every time I learn something, and I take action even when I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing, but I learn from it. So taking action is how you get things done and how you become successful. Number five, very important, you only come up with solutions. Like, there are millions of problems in the world and there's millions of solutions. Every single problem has a solution. Just like every solution, you could come up with problems. Well, I don't ever come up with the problems, I only come up with solutions. So the one pet peeve I have is when I have someone help me do something and they keep coming up with problems, I'm like, I don't want to hear your problems, come up with solutions. Anyone can come up with problems. If you always think of the solutions for every problem, I promise you, you're going to be successful. So number six, be honest with yourself and don't make excuses. Obviously, it's very important to be honest with everybody, but if you lie to yourself, you're just going in a bad direction and you're just not going to accomplish what you need to accomplish because you're always going to have excuses. And you got to get rid of these excuses. Anyone can make excuses, but the successful people don't make excuses and they're honest with themselves all the time. Now, number seven, be motivated and passionate. So you could want to do something and get somewhere, but it's going to be very hard if you're not super motivated to do that. And to make it even easier, if you're really passionate about what you want to do, it makes it so much easier and you're going to get there so much faster and more successfully. All right, number eight, you got to manage your time wisely. So everybody, including myself, has a million things that they need to do every single day, every single week. And what you got to do is you got to figure out what are the most important things that you have to accomplish and make sure you get those first. Don't like go off and do the funnest things or the things that are least important first. Make sure you do the most important things and the things that are going to bring you the most out of what you do. So stay focused and manage your time wisely. Now, number nine, you got to work smarter and harder than anyone else. So if everyone worked the same, everyone worked lazily or not as smart, no one's going to get anywhere. The people that are working harder and the people that are working smarter using their brain are going to get a lot further than people that aren't. So just remember to always work smarter and harder. There's a lot of different ways to work, but think about what you're doing first and do it the best possible way. All right, number 10, find mentors. So that's a crucial part of my success. Ever since I started in business, I had people that helped me that were successful. When I started in real estate, I had people that taught me the best ways to buy real estate, how they bought real estate, what they look for, how to price stuff, how to do all these things. I could have figured a lot of this stuff out on my own, but it would have taken a lot longer. I would have made a lot of mistakes, and it just would have cost me a lot more money. So I definitely strongly suggest you find mentors. Now, the mentors could be someone that you pay, or it could just be friends or just family or anyone that's done something that you want to do. Just follow them. It doesn't even have to be someone that is someone that you pay or someone like that. It could be anyone. So number 11, repetition. The more you do something, the better you're going to get at it. It doesn't matter what it is, right? So every single time I buy a property, I get better at negotiating. I get better at finding the properties. I get better at figuring out what needs to do, what type of work needs to be done. The first time I tried to price a property and figure out how much rehab it needed, I thought it needed $30,000 bucks. Well, shoot, by the time I was done, it cost me $50,000 or $60,000. Now, since I've done it so many times, if I think it's going to cost $30,000, it pretty much costs around $30,000. So the only reason why I'm able to do that now better is because of repetition. I've done it so many times. Anyone that knows me knows I do jiu-jitsu and other martial arts, and it's the same thing. The more I practice a move, the better I get. Like, someone could show me this move and I could be okay at it, but every single time I practice it, I just get better and better and better. And the black belts in any martial art that they do, the reason why they became black belts is because they've done it so many times, repetition. So it doesn't matter if it's a business, doesn't matter if it has something to do with real estate, it has something to do with your personal life, it has something to do with your activities. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. All right, number 12, learn from your mistakes. Every single person is going to make mistakes, and usually the most successful people make the most mistakes. And the reason why they're so successful is because they don't make the same mistakes over and over again. They learn from their mistakes. Once they make that mistake once, they don't usually make it over and over. So learn from your mistakes, very important. Number 13, don't listen to haters. So everybody has this. No matter how good of a person you are, how bad of a person you are going to have people that are going to hate you. They're going to just be jealous. The reason why they hate is because they're jealous or they're just miserable people. So you can't listen to them. Sometimes they're your family. Sometimes they're your friends. But, if they are jealous and they're hating on you, don't listen to them. If you think you can do something, then you can do it. And you got to do it. Don't listen to somebody telling you you can't do it. Next thing, number 14. You got to know what is worth fighting for and what to give into. So it doesn't matter if it's a relationship, it doesn't matter if it's a partner in your business, it doesn't matter what it is. There are lots of things that come up that you don't see eye to eye with the other person. And a lot of times, the best thing to do is to compromise and come up with a solution in between. However, what I like to do is, if someone comes to me with like 10 different things that we don't agree on, I'll try to figure out the 1 or 2 or maybe 3 that are super important to me that I just gotta have my way, and I want those my way. So to get those 1 or 2 or 3 my way out of the 10, I just have to say, okay, fine, take the other 7, 8, or sometimes even 9 other things, because they're not that important. You gotta figure out what's worth fighting for. The things that are very, very important to you, it's worth fighting for. But that's usually like 10, 20, 30% of the things that come up. So if you can give in to 70, 80% of the things to the other person, they'll usually give you that 10 or 20% because they see that you gave in to most of their stuff. And the important things you're going to get your way. And that's all that really matters. All right, number 15 is to be organized. So you've got to know what's going on. You got to have a calendar. You got to make sure that you show up on time. You got to make sure that all your paperwork is filed correctly. You got to make sure that your appointments and everything, your emails, are organized to where you can find stuff. And if you could find stuff, then you're going to be way more successful. Now, organized is different to every person. Like, I've been to some people that I go in their place, I'm like, holy crap, you're super organized, because everything looks so neat and everything. And I've been to other places, other people's offices, that the stuff doesn't look so neat, but you know what? It's organized to them. As long as it's organized to them and they know where everything is, and they know how to figure out and find everything, and know how to keep track of everything, then that's organized enough. So you got to make sure you have your organizational skills the way you need it, and make sure that it's right for you. All right, number 16. Don't take advice from unsuccessful people. So when I say this, I don't mean that you shouldn't take any advice from anyone that's unsuccessful, but what I'm saying is, if you're trying to figure out how to do something, don't take advice from somebody that can't do it. If somebody can't do something, the last thing you want to do is take advice from someone that can't do it, because you're just not going to be able to do it, and you're going to get worse. So when you take advice from someone, make sure that you take advice from someone that is better than you at it and has reached where you want to get to. There are so many people out there that want to give you advice, and most of the people who don't want to give you advice have no idea what they're talking about. So you just don't believe anybody. All right. Next, number 17, appreciate what you have. So I remember years ago thinking, oh man, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. And then one day, I had a talk with someone, they're like, why do you wish you had this and wish you had that? This is what you have this, this, and this. And when I really sat down and thought about it, I'm like, wow, I have so much. I have way more than all these other people. Like, there's always going to be people that have more than you, and there's always going to be people that have less. So you got to realize you're never, just really bad off. You're so much better than so many other people, and you got to appreciate that. When you appreciate it, you become happy, and when you're happy, you become more successful because you love your life. All right, next, number 18. You got to adapt to any situation. So this is, again, is in business, it's in real estate, it's in your relationships, at home, it doesn't matter. So many things come up. Things could be going great, and then all of a sudden something crazy could happen no one could expect, like, let's say, coronavirus, right? Like, who could have thought in the beginning of this year that could have even happened? Well, on a lot of my businesses, I had to change the way I did stuff, right? I couldn't do stuff the way I've always done it in the past because it just wouldn't work. People, got to be socially distant and they're scared to be around, so I had to change a lot of things. So the only reason why I was able to do that is because I knew that if I didn't, I was going to go out of business in those businesses. So I adapted. So instead of doing everything in person, I started doing some stuff online. Instead of doing only in-house arts and crafts, I shipped arts and crafts to different people, and then we did virtual classes. So, and it goes on and on and on. I used to go out and have my date night every Friday night with my wife, but now we can't go out. We couldn't for months. There was nowhere to go. All the movies were closed, everything else. So we had to adjust. So now we went out and we spent time in the jacuzzi at night. We looked at the stars and we, had watermelon or pineapple or cake or whatever it was, and we made a little date outside, or we would go watch a movie downstairs in the movie room, or do something different. This is stuff that we never used to always do, but now we have to adapt and change and come up with what we can do based on what's going on at the time. So that's adapting. Number 19, you've got to take smart gambles. I like to gamble. I try all kinds of different things. I try all kinds of businesses. I try all kinds of projects, and I try, you name it, I try it. But I don't try things that I'm not sure about that I could lose a lot on. So I try a lot of things that I could lose very little on if it doesn't work, but I could have a big upside if it does work. I never try to gamble on something where if it doesn't work, I'm just going to lose so much, or the upside isn't there to where it justifies it. So make sure when you try stuff that the upside way out rewards the downside. All right, number 20, don't get offended. I just never get offended. People could call me names, they could do whatever they want to me, I don't get offended. Usually, the reason why I don't get offended is because I'm not even sure what the other person is thinking, what they're going on, what's going on in their lives, but I know that they probably have some bad things going on in their lives, or potentially they are saying something to me and I took it one way, but they probably meant to say it another way. I know a lot of times I say stuff to people and I mean it in a good way and they take it in a bad way. So I know a lot of times when I take stuff in a bad way, people really probably don't always mean it in a bad way. So I just never take it in a bad way, or I just don't get offended. I don't let it bother me. I don't let it ruin my day. So stay positive, don't get offended, and you'll be a lot more happy. All right, next. Last one that I have on here. Of course, there's going to be more, but this is my top 21. So number 21, have multiple streams of income. So one of the reasons why I'm successful is because I have lots of ways to make money. Like, I make money on real estate, I make money on businesses, I make money loaning people money, I make money partnering with people, and a lot of other ways. I make money teaching people how to do certain things. But the point is if one business I have doesn't work, I have another business. If one way I make money doesn't work, I have other ways. So no matter what happens, I have a lot of different ways I can make money. And that way, if something bad happens, I have backup plans. So I hope this video you find it helpful and you get something out of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.